In this workshop, we're going to make a personal treasure box by transforming an old box into something new. And you can be thinking about what you might like to place inside, be it something for the future, something from the past, or maybe you even might want to place some project bits in the box. For my treasure box, I'm taking inspiration from Marcus Eliezer Bloch's Ichthyology, Histoire naturelle de poisson, meaning the natural history of fish. I'm only taking these 3 images from an ichthyology of 6 volumes. And the reference for these 6 volumes is higher case CBAG 638-CBAG 643. So we're going to start with collage. However, this is a mixed media project, so we'll be using other media as well. And I just advise clean media that dries easily and that's not going to be dusty like chalk or anything like that. But again, you can use anything that you might have at home. You can cut up parts of things from the newspaper, someone's handwriting that you might really like, or someone that's very important to you. You could cover the box in their handwriting by photocopying it. Newspaper cutouts. If there's anything that is very precious to you, that's very sentimental, I'd always advise, getting a photocopy of that and then maybe putting the real thing in the box. Marcus Eliezer Bloch dedicated his life to the study of fish. And although unfortunately we don't know, the name is unknown of the first fish that we cut, but this fish we do know, this is called a rock beauty fish. And this is a brucennate fish. It's interesting how we know so much more about space than we do the sea. And now that we have our fish cut out, the good thing about collage is you can kind of arrange them in certain ways. So I have our lovely yellow fish here, which I'm placing over where the logo of the box was. So I've just added a little bit of extra media to the box, and you can use acrylic paint. Sometimes there might be a sheen on the box, which means that you'd have to use the acrylic paint without any water. I just let it dry and then give it a second layer. The good thing about collage is you can kind of work around it afterwards. I just felt that this particular project needed a bright colour, and it's about kind of just going with the flow after you see I was very lucky in that the colour of this box was already really vibrant. So what we're going to do now is we're going to let that dry. So you can collect any bits of coloured paper that you think might be useful for collage. Here I have just little scraps. These are some foam bits. This is from a file. And then this is just card. I've also got a bit of felt. And then I've also got some paper that I painted before. And what we can do for the next step is we can create some shapes for around the side of the box. So I'm just going to do that I'm going to start with some foam bits. I'm just doing some C shapes. I'm going to do maybe another one of those. It's great to use up any bits of recycled pieces of paper that you might have, be it an old painting, something that you don't like anymore. And just make sure that the bit that you're cutting, that you use the other side so we don't see the pen marks. I think I'm going to work with the palette of the fish that I have in front of me, so I'm going to use yellows, oranges and pinks. It's good to keep a folder for anything that you might not want, because it does make for great collage. So we have some fun C shapes there, which I'm now going to cut out. Now getting my bright yellow, I'm just going to cut a strip across. This gives us the width of the box here. So we're going to copy that 4 times. So you can get your yellow strips here, and just going down the middle, I think creating just an interesting shape. I don't think you have to be too particular about it. So we can use both sides of the strip. I'm just kind of creating some kind of a seaweed shape. So I'm going to add some other shapes just with the orange paint, just on this side anyway, to get rid of the original branding of the box. And just some unusual C shapes. And just be very free, because there's every type of shape in the sea. And now we're ready to go down with some of these yellow strips that I made. And now we're going to just put some Pritt Stick on these lovely pink shapes. Placing them down like so. So we have all 4 corners of our box finished using just recycled materials. And finally we're going to place our fish on the top. I think I'm going to put our lovely yellow fish in the center. I think this lovely fish goes well there. And finally, for our last fish, and just as you can see here, we've got a lovely composition, and there's a little bit of space coming up here which would align everything. So I think we could add some bubbles. There, and finally we have our finished piece. You can place whatever you like inside, be it photographs or something sentimental, or maybe even materials. Maybe for those of you who are very creative, this could be a wonderful pencil box. But there we go, we have our treasure box there. And remember that your treasure box can be whatever theme that you like. I just took inspiration from these wonderful creatures. Fish symbolize being submerged into the waters of life. They symbolize freedom, wholeness, purity, and wisdom.